Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gina, of course, of Gina Renee RM Budgets. Today I'm going to be making sweet potatoes two ways. The first will be in a pie and the second will be as candied yams, which we use sweet potatoes. So I have in front of me, I baked about 2 pounds of sweet potatoes. I don't like to boil mine. I prefer to bake them. So after I bake them, I peel them and mash them in the bowl. And you'll see my ingredients that I have ready for my pies. And this makes like the best sweet potato pie to me that you can have. I have a half a cup of brown sugar. I have 2 large eggs. I have a 12-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. And then I have another half to the side just in case I need a little more. I have in the little silver bowl, I have a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. And then I also have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract, not imitation. All right. Then I have, this is key, the small 3.4 ounce, I think it is, of vanilla instant pudding. And then for your recipe, I'm making a double recipe. You would need 1 stick of softened butter. All right. So I'm making more. Don't pay attention to me. In the description box, I'm going to put a recipe that will make 2 regular pies, not the deep dish crust, just the regular pies. So here I'm adding my brown sugar. And we're just going to combine that together with the sweet potatoes. It's best if you do this while your sweet potatoes are warm, but mine were cooled down. So I get all the brown sugar mixed in. And once that's well incorporated, then I will stop and add my eggs one at a time. So don't forget, I'm doing about a recipe and a half or a double recipe. But you're only going to add 2 large eggs, all right? One at a time. Get that well incorporated. And then you're going to add another egg, all right? Get that well incorporated as well. So the eggs are all incorporated. At this point, we are going to scrape down our bowl first. Of course, you can get everything off the edge. The setup is so weird, but today I learned with black and blue to use a lamp. So I think I'm going to have this angle thing under control. So I use the large package, but you're going to use the smaller package of the instant. Make sure it's instant vanilla pudding. And get that fully incorporated. Then you can add in your can of sweetened condensed milk. If you're scraping it right out the can, y'all, make sure you get the bottom, scrape it good because the sugar settles. So you'll have a lot of your sweetness at the bottom of that can. So make sure you scrape it really, really well and get it all out. That's important, okay? Because this is what really sweetens your pie, all right? Keep scraping the sides of your bowl down because the mixer will keep splashing kind of everywhere. I really needed a bigger bowl, but, get a nice bigger bowl so you'll have plenty of space. So we got that all incorporated. At this point, I'm going to add in my spices. This is my cinnamon, my nutmeg, my ground ginger. And I think I'm going to, at this point, put in a little squirt of lemon juice in there somewhere. But we're going to get that incorporated. All right. As you can see, I have like almost like cake mix, but it will be a little thinner. And I know it looks crazy, but yes, just add your butter to it. But if your potatoes are warm, it'll melt really fast. But it just needs to be softened. And again, you're only going to add 1 stick to your recipe. But I'm doubling up. And of course, now my bowl is way, way too big. But here's my mixture inside my pie shells. The recipe I did made 4 pies, but the one I give you in the description box is only going to make 2. Make sure you don't overfill your pies, because when they're baking, they do swell up a little bit. So make sure you leave a rim around there. And then there's the final product. There's 2 of the pies that I did, and there's a slice. And you can see all the spices in there. Delicious. All right. Next, we got our candied yams. It's just sweet potatoes, but we call them yams.
Okay, guys, for my candied yams, it's really simple. In this bowl, I have like 4 pounds of sweet potatoes, peeled, and I cut them in like quarters just because I want them to cook faster. You can always do like the traditional slices, but it's in a casserole dish, and I have just like a half a cup of water just in the bottom of the pan just to create some steam. All right. Next.
Okay, guys, of course, as soon as I got my butter melted, my husband decided to start blowing the deck right outside the kitchen window. So I couldn't stop. I had to just keep going. So I have 1 stick of melted butter into my pan. And as you can see in front of me, the spices and stuff I'm going to add are similar to my pies. So I'm adding 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. And you're going to slowly, don't make it too high, don't have your temp too high, slowly try melt the brown sugar and the white sugar with the butter, because it's going to form a sauce that you're going to pour over your cut up sweet potatoes. So just kind of work it a little bit, but take your time. Of course, for video purposes, I cut a lot of it out, but right now I'm using my cinnamon. Guys, I eyeball it, but I promise you in the description box I will have exact measurements. There's my nutmeg. I always use like a ratio of 1 to 2, so like twice the amount of cinnamon as nutmeg. And then I like ground ginger in mine, and I'll use like half of what I would use in terms of nutmeg, if that makes sense. But I'll have the measurements for you guys. And I always use a little bit of lemon juice just to brighten it up a little bit. And then vanilla extract is key. Please use pure. I know it's expensive, but it makes such a big difference. To me, imitation just tastes like alcohol. So pure vanilla extract.
Alrighty, here's your sauce, all melted. All right, don't cook it long. Once it's melted, everything's combined, you're good to go.
All right, so now we're going to take that sauce and we're going to pour it over our cut up sweet potatoes, and try to get it over as much as the sweet potatoes as you can without making a mess and pouring it over the side. If you can get it to stir around a little bit before the sugars start to go back solid, you can do that too. Here I have it covered. You can cover it with a cover, aluminum foil, whatever, but we're going to put it in the oven at 375 covered for about 45 minutes roughly. All right. And then we're going to take the cover off and we're going to stir it, and we're going to put it back in the oven uncovered for about maybe 20 minutes. We like ours very soft, so I would leave mine in a little bit longer. And here we are. This was 45 minutes later. You see how the sugars have turned into a sauce. And I just take it out, take the cover off, and stir them and make sure that, every surface of the sweet potatoes gets into the sauce. And here we are after the additional 15 minutes or so. And as it cools, the sauce will thicken. And here's just some string beans I made and my mac and cheese, which is absolutely delicious. I didn't get to record it though. If you guys want the macaroni and cheese recipe, leave a comment below and I will try to share it. Thank you.